happened? Stop recording. This thing auto records it, and it always eats up my hard drive. Stop recording.
Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, we're live.
Yay.
Music.
Cue music.
Horror.
Horror.
Horror. Oh my god.
That's not the music.
Oh, I'm getting notifications that we started.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Welcome to the Nightwatch.
The Nightwatch.
Was going to be Wednesdays, but now it's Thursdays.
Oops.
What happened?
Wednesdays would have been creepier. Would have been like Addams Family.
Yes.
But oops.
Thursdays. Hi, Tiberius. What's up, buddy? So what happens on the Nightwatch is that this is the weekly horror show.
Horror show.
Horror show.
So much excitement.
And we have a structure, actually.
Believe it or not.
Yes, we do. We have a structure, and we will be here doing this hopefully every week. And anybody let me know if the levels are okay or bad or whatever. The music sounds a little loud.
Learning.
There we go. Okay.
Should we share our structure?
Yeah, let's share the structure. We'll go over it a few times over the course of the night.
All right. So starting off usually, or the goal is to start off usually with what? News? Horror news.
I'm gonna
Review.
Review. Yeah, I'm gonna read it in the order that we came up with it.
Got it.
So first off, I have a horror review. and and that could be like a show, it could be a movie, it could be a book, could be anything weird, creepy. Then we have the horror news. That could be
or weird news.
Or weird news. Oh, strange news. And
Strange.
yeah, that could be, it could be like, oh, UFO sighting over whatever city, or it could be like any like popular culture kind of horror news.
Like George A. Romero croaked. That would have been good. We should have started this last week.
Put so eloquently. Then we have audience participation. We don't know what that's going to be.
Nope.
We don't know. We know we want it, but we don't know what it's going to be.
Sounds like every man I've ever met.
And then I have off to the side circled with an arrow pointing to audience participation trivia game or game.
Yeah.
Now, you all know the trivia game. Many of you have played it, so I don't know if I would make it horror themed. The problem is I have to come up with a lot of questions to do that.
I like that idea.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I like the trivia thing.
That's I could probably make that come back. And then we have after that scary story time. And
yeah.
what I think we were thinking of with that is that one of you guys could call in, or we could find a scary story, which I gotta do, or you guys can tell a scary story. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
And then after scary story time, it'll be free talk time.
My favorite kind of time.
That's right.
Nightwatch.
Nightwatch.
Nightwatch Max.
Where is he? He know he's around.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Max. Yeah, he's around. He'll show up.
Cool.
Up. I'm watching
Yay.
chat. I'm waiting for him.
All right.
All right, so review.
Review.
Oh, well, I guess since this is the first episode, why don't we just go over our love of the horror and and our feelings on the horror. Hello, Unsung Denial. How are you?
It's a cool name.
Yeah.
James.
James.
Max. Lord. Why don't we begin with beginnings as a baby horror fan?
Sure.
Where'd you begin?
Where'd I begin? Okay. Where'd I begin as a horror? I told you this in a message a few days ago before I was about to watch The Witch. And that I'm
okay.
I'm white pussy when it comes to horror. Like I'm really weak shit.
I get it.
Yeah.
But you enjoy it though, right?
Yeah. I love being scared. I love scary stories.
So you like being scared is the factor there.
Yeah, everybody likes, campfire stories, creepy stories. Everybody loves that shit.
Right.
And me especially. Like I really love like things in the woods stories. Anybody that's listened to us for any amount of time knows that.
Oh yeah, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Hey, there's Ash. And hi, Ash. So yeah, my horror is very mild. I feel like I've had a couple things happen to me in real life that were pretty scary.
Okay.
And that were probably scarier than some movies I saw. Actually, it's like, oh my god. But like when it comes to movies, what I really hate, there's one thing I really hate is I hate jump scares.
You hate what? Jump scares?
I hate jump scares. I hate it. Like it'll ruin an entire movie for me.
Oh wow.
I hate it. I hate the feeling of like of the heart skipping a beat. I hate it. You know.
Really?
It's very uncomfortable for me. It's not like, oh, I can sit here and just enjoy a movie full of jump scares, and that's the kind of scare I'm going for. I absolutely hate it. Like if somebody says, "Yeah, man, there's this part in there, like about an hour in where the thing like pops out," and it's like, "Oh, I'll never watch it. Thank you."
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. And so my horror comes from like atmosphere. I like an atmosphere. I like a creepy situation.
So you like the music, the topic that someone may be discussing, and then the whole situation is in like, I don't know, someone's in a hospital and people are dying and they don't know why.
Yes.
So you like psychological.
I like a psychological horror. Like my idea of a good horror, I guess would be. Oh, I'm trying to think. Like The Shining doesn't have a jump scare, right?
No, don't think so.
Like there's no jump scare in The Shining. There's no jump scare in Duel. There's no jump scare in Alien. Well, I guess there is, but it's pretty goddamn tame. There's no jump scare in The Thing. There's no jump scare in The Witch, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Well, hold on. Let's back up.
Yeah. What's up?
Now, you're right. The Thing doesn't necessarily have jump scares, but that is like a totally different level of horror movie than what you were listing off there, bro.
I don't know, dude.
That's pretty gory, brutal stuff. And just in my mind, when I think of someone that doesn't really necessarily enjoy jump scares, then they may not enjoy something as seeing a three-headed dog coming outside and like out of another dog's body with the dog yelping and crap.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about The Thing. Also, I like Kurt Russell and Aliens and shit. Yeah, I like all that. So there's like several things that are going on with The Thing for me. Like for one, it's awesome because they have flamethrowers in the snow and I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Another part of me is like, okay, yeah, The Thing like morphs and it takes them over. But the really great thing about The Thing is that none of them trust each other.
True. So it is kind of like a sci-fi more than anything.
Yeah, it's a total sci-fi, but it's also horror because you just don't know who's the thing. And then at the end, I rewatched that recently too, and you're like, wow, maybe they're both the thing. And I never came away with that feeling before, but after watching it again, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, they could both be one of them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, that's really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess I would say that that's up there with the horror.
Word.
The
okay, I'm sorry.
Distrust. That's okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, another jump scare. Jump scare less movie I like. Fuck. I do know that my favorite form of horror is stories of things that have happened to people.
Okay.
That's my favorite form of horror ever, and anybody that's listening to this channel at all knows that. Because I'm always asking people to call up or send in stories, and I love it when people have a story of a house that they lived in that was haunted. I love it when people have a story of like, oh, we lived in the woods and there was a thing or a guy out there, especially when it's like people and not a supernatural thing. Like that's the worst to me.
Right.
That's my favorite form of horror. Movies are always good, but you know, like when it's somebody telling you their personal story, it could be true. It could be a thing that they experienced, and that elevates it a little more to me.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So that's really where my horror is.
Okay.
That's the I don't really much care for like slasher stuff. It's not for me.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. And honestly, I think personally, a slasher film in comparison to someone's personal story will get me more. It'll get me going more so than their story would, because my imagination can take over a little bit more with something that's fictional, and to hear someone's story, I'm like, oh shit, that is actually real. I don't want anything to do with that. That scares the crap out of me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being scared, but not that kind of scared.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess maybe I enjoy a deeper, like a thinking scare or something. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with slasher stuff, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
has its place, and I've enjoyed.
No.
I've enjoyed some of it, but it's
Sure. No,
by
I
and
completely
large.
agree with you there. Like with
Yeah.
slasher movies, that's something that takes me away from reality.
Sure.
Whereas this, like ghost stories or chupacabras or whatever would definitely be something that's like, oh shit, I could walk outside and I could die. I don't, I don't want that.
Yeah, yeah. To me, like you know what? To me, the best horror stories, like what the story that Avery has, that everybody here has heard a million times because I make him tell it all the time, is when there's a dude in this house watching him and his friends.
Ew.
And it was like, oh my god, like it wasn't a
Yeah.
Bigfoot, it wasn't a ghost, it wasn't it was a guy.
It was a human being.
Yeah, and that to me, there's no better horror than that.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucking creepy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah.
So
People are definitely scarier than any kind of story that you can come up with,
Yeah.
imagination wise.
yeah.
For sure. For sure.
So you, what's your take on the horror?
Well, my baby Monica. Let's see. I guess it all started with my pop. He would turn on HBO when I was a kid, and we'd watch Tales from the Crypt together. And when I was a kid, I was just like, "Oh my God, boobies and blood! I need to run away," But then after a while, I was like, "Man, I'm looking forward to this crap." Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So after that, I would watch Children of the Corn and stuff like that because of him, because he loved that crap, and so it just kind of became a thing where I bonded with my dad for a while, and then after that, it's all I ever wanted to do.
Okay.
I don't really get honestly, I go to sleep with movies on all the time, just for
Yes.
white noise,
Yeah.
and I don't choose something like Gilmore Girls.
Oh,
I
wow.
always choose like The Thing or A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, something like that, because I've watched them so many times. There's some kind of comfort to them. So
Yeah.
that's my take on horror. There's something very comforting about knowing that it's not real.
Oh, okay. All right. For me, like what I look for in horror is almost the opposite. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so we were watching. I say that I don't like horror that much, but I guess I watched a lot of it actually. But and this is a movie I hadn't seen since it came out. Like I remember my mom renting it, and that was the only time I'd seen it up until recently. I watched The Ring,
Oh wow.
the American one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only
Ringu.
thing, yeah, the Ringu, and the only thing I remembered from The Ring was the horse jumped off the boat and killed itself, and I laughed.
I don't remember that, and I am wow. Ouch.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember.
Whoa.
And of course, that happened. That played out almost exactly as I remember it. But like it was so nerve wracking for me.
Yeah.
It showcased my white pussiness, and I know
Yeah,
there's
no, I get it.
there's gonna be a lot of people in chat. Like, oh, Max, this is like, and
Mix.
oh man, it was just a horrible experience for me to watch it. I hated watching it, but it was like, oh, it's good, like it's creepy, but it was just like a horrible, uneasy experience. And it was for any movie to do that, for anything to do that, it's effective, and that makes it good.
Right.
So,
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly there, sir.
like, I could never fall asleep to The Ring.
Oh hell no.
No, no, I could never but I could probably fall asleep to The Thing.
Yeah. I think psychological thrillers like The Ring and The Witch, I would not put on to go to
God.
sleep to.
I could not
Nope.
fall asleep to The Witch.
No.
No, no, I could not fall asleep to The Witch.
I saw that one in theaters, dude, and I was not all right afterward.
Oh man.
It was one of those that left you with that guilt feeling.
Yeah,
kind of,
it was
after the fact.
You just want to move into like review zone?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about The Witch. So I watched The Witch 2 days ago, and I had never seen it before. And what was interesting is Sabrina and I actually sat down and we took like we guessed. We were trying to see if we could guess the plot based on the trailer before we watched it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just to play a little game,
Yeah.
and we almost got it exactly.
No way.
Yeah, we almost got it exactly. Like we could tell, like, okay, they're gonna be excommunicated from the commune, and they're gonna have to live out in the woods. And our big argument was like, okay, would like the family actually one of them be a witch, or would it be a thing in the woods movie? And it was like both.
Right.
you
Right.
know? And I called it the moment I saw him in the trailer. I said the goat's the devil.
Oh, no kidding.
Because
Wow.
that's age-old symbolism.
Yeah, that's lore right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a common story. For
And
sure.
spoilers, if you haven't seen The Witch, guys, spoilers heavily. Spoilers. The goat is the devil, and we got it almost correct. And the whole thing is almost kind of It almost reminded me of The Thing a little bit in that everybody was turning against each other.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was much more bleak. And you know,
Yeah, it didn't leave you with anything positive. That's where that guilt
nothing
thing comes in.
positive. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like at least with The Thing, you got like, oh man, I'm looking at Keith David and Kurt Russell. I'm all right.
This is gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, everybody.
Yeah, like not with this, not with this.
No,
And
you're like, okay, well, I guess everyone's dying tonight. Bitches floating up in the air, you know. Fuck it.
yeah, so I will say one thing. I thought, I mean, it was scary. It was very scary.
Sure.
But I thought it would be scarier.
Dude, I did as well. I did come out a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
After that, yes, I was just kind of like, oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
That could have been a TV, a made for TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or something that goes straight
like
to
a
DVD. That didn't
Paranormal
need
Witness or something. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That's something I would have watched on the Travel Channel. Sure. You
Sure.
know.
I don't know that something on the TV would have had like the level of really great like atmosphere and like period correct dialogue and all that.
That's true. That's true. The money wouldn't have been there to make
Yeah.
that well done as it was.
Yeah, and that was really cool. I like that. I learned that they filmed that entire movie using no lights. They used all natural light, which is
Are
like,
you
wow.
serious?
Yeah, that's why it was so dark.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
actually really neat. There's a lot of symbolism in that. Even.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Okay, that makes it even spookier. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I liked it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
No, it's a one and done.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's kind of like Schindler's List. Like speaking of
Never-
horror, there you go. It's like I'll never watch it again. You know.
I've never seen that. I've never seen Schindler's List though.
Oh, geez, it's a horror in a very different way.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, it was kind of gross. It wasn't like gross in that, you know, like gory kind of way. It was gross
Sure.
in that it's like yeah,
Yeah, it makes you feel a little wrong, like you watched something you shouldn't have. You know.
yeah, a little bit. It makes your skin crawl a little bit. Sabrina called it. She said, "Oh, at the beginning when the daughter was sort of when the twins were like playing it, she's like, oh, they're gonna turn against the older daughter, Thomason. We thought it was funny that she had a dude name.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, but it was kind of predictable, but that's kind of it. You know, it's like
Sure.
It makes it a little bit easier to take in when you kind of know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Or
Well, I think if
expect
they
what's
had
gonna
changed, sorry,
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I think if they had changed that, you know, storyline up at all, that it would have taken away from it being believable, you know, because for that time period and things like that,
Right.
You don't really want to see a whole bunch of like special effects, you know what I mean? You just
No.
want it to be creepy and stick to the story, and if it's predictable, it's still spooky. you
Oh
know?
yeah, I think the predictability made it creepier because
Yeah.
there were a few left turns that left you with what? One of them right at the beginning. Again, spoilers, guys. Turn it off if you don't want to hear it. This movie's a few years old, so you know, like a baby gets killed,
Yeah.
like immediately, and I was, okay, a little baby gets killed, but they're not gonna. It's okay. We'll just never see the baby again. And then like a second later, she's hacking the baby up and spreading the baby all over her old naked body.
Yep.
And you're like, jeez.
Wait, what did I just see here? Sorry about that, Mike.
This is interesting, you know. It's
Yeah.
so yeah, they went, and then of course, like, oh, they have a dog. If they're gonna spread a dead baby all over an old woman, then the dog is gonna die.
Might as well.
Yeah,
You know? I
it's-
mean, you don't do one without the other.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Right there with you, man.
So it was good. No jump scares. My kind of horror. I wish I had known that there were no jump scares before I watched it because I would have been, you know, more attentive. One thing we did have to do, we had to turn the subtitles on.
Yes.
Because it's all
Okay.
like they all have that old dialect and
Yeah.
their dialogue is extremely quiet.
Yeah.
And it was what?
It was kind of hard to follow in the movie theater, and I do believe that I missed out on a lot of the experience because of that.
Yeah.
And that might have led to why there was some sort of disappointment after the fact, because I was kind of like, I was left kind of confused. You know, I was just like,
Yeah.
well, wait.
Yeah,
Did I miss something?
Yeah, reading all the dialogue, like there's no confusion. Like these people are God-fearing.
Yeah.
They wake up every morning thinking that their life is a sin and they have to purify themselves in,
Right.
in the face of the Lord. Like there was no confusion as to what they were feeling.
Sure.
And the old conjecture that they were using, like it was easier to understand when you could read it. You know, because sometimes I could imagine, like if you were hearing that, like some of that stuff doesn't even sound like words.
Mm.
And mostly because it's not anymore. Like, people don't talk like that anymore.
Nope.
And but to read it, yeah, it made things very,
it.
very clear.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have to give that another shot then, doing that. I might just rent that out.
Yeah.
All right. It actually won some awards with like some independent associations and shit like that. It's like up for grabs for Fangoria Chainsaw Awards for Best Film, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Score.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But if they don't come
score.
out here with like a next, I think either here in August, then they won't be doing that at all. Because I'm pretty sure that movie came out in 2016, if not 2015. So.
Yeah, it's been around a while now. I remember seeing the trailers for it. Like, that'd be... When I had TV on in this room, I would fall asleep to, like, whatever channel.
Yeah.
And they would play the trailers for it late at night. And each time they'd play a trailer, I'd go, fuck!
Yeah.
Just shoot me awake, because the trailers were even creepy. That fucking goat was creepy.
Yeah. Goats do it for me, dude. Just the symbolism in that. It's kind of like when you see a nun. You know, or at least when I see a nun, because I automatically think of all those creepy ass like paranormal movies I watched as a kid, like Children of the Corn, that kind of stuff. Like if I see a nun or an old Catholic church or a goat, I'm just like, great, devil.
Yeah.
I don't feel good anymore.
Yeah, it's no good. Yeah, it was so clear that the goat was the devil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do have some questions about the twins, if you remember the twins at all.
You might have to refresh me a little bit. It has been. I saw it out in theaters. I think it's been a couple years. I remember it vaguely.
Okay, so it's a family of a father, a bitchy, horrible mother.
Yeah.
The older daughter with
and the two little girls.
The two little girls were the twins, and they had a little boy named Caleb who dies as he orgasms to God, sarcastically.
Right.
So the two little girls, which were the twins, at the beginning, like it's obvious that the goat is talking to them as the devil. Mm-hmm. Which is one of my biggest fears. I hate it when children have imaginary friends, and I hate that thing that animals do sometimes when they like sit in the room and they stare at a wall.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, no. and it was and that like tapped into both of those fears immediately. I was like, oh fuck, dude.
Yep.
So
great, all in one.
yeah. And the twins like come in and they're singing in tandem and they're like, Black Phillip, he's the devil. I don't remember the words, but that was pretty much it, you know. Mm-hmm. And the family's like, oh, quit being so silly. I'm like, fuck, what are you doing?
Fuck. Don't do it.
Listen to what they're saying.
That's funny.
And there were like some little things later on before the spoilers, the twins get taken away by the witch. There were some things earlier on that made me think like maybe the witch was already one of the twins, if not both.
Ooh, Matt.
Yeah, there were some little hints, like the way they laid down when Caleb was dying. Something
was just off with them.
Yeah, they were very off, and I don't know what it was, and I could be completely wrong, but there were some little hints about that.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there a conversation between one of the twin girls and the older sister when the little twin girl's like, basically, you know, I'm going to tell everyone that it's all you.
Yes.
And the older sister's like, what the hell? You know, and she did the way that the little girl reacts and tells that, you know, situation to her sister, it's like she's very all-knowing.
Yes.
It's she's a little girl anymore. I get what you're talking about now.
Yeah. And later on, like in the latter part of that movie, I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Great.
This is interesting. And then, you know, they're in the barn. I don't know if you remember this scene. This is like the reveal of the witch. Yeah. They're like in the barn that night. He's boarded them in there. And like, oh, that's the creepy woman. And she turns around. It's like, blah. And then that morning, like you see the bodies of the goats. You see the bodies of the animals that they have, but you don't see the twins.
Right.
The twins are gone. Now you can take that as in a few different ways. Like the witch took the twins and she's doing potion shit with them.
Right.
Or the twins have already become.
Right.
Or
they already were. And I mean, if you're the devil, you can do whatever the hell you want with flesh. I mean, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really feel like that, like you said, that one twin that meets her near the riverside. Like if you remember right, she comes out of the brush saying that she's a witch.
Mm-hmm.
She's like comes out of the brush. She's like, I'm the witch of the woods, and I'm
of the Shire.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, she's playing a joke, but later on, I'm like,
but later on, it makes it seem like, wait a minute, maybe she's not. Maybe she's not kidding.
Maybe she's not fucking kidding. You know?
Yeah.
Like this was part of it, and the devil is a master schemester, and you know he would know how to push each button accordingly to get what he wanted. So yeah, it just that's one of the main things I took away from it as well. I don't know if it was both twins, but I think it was definitely one of them.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that like another thing of symbolism there too? Isn't twins? Hold on. Let's Google
Sure.
some things, because I believe that there's this like, hold on, like mythos of having twins and how there's some sort of like, demon mythology behind that. Hold on.
I don't know. I guess they're like a chimera thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well, that's probably something for another time because I can get way into that. But yeah, I don't know. Some creepy shit. But all right. I mean, just in a lot of stories, like Native American stories. Let's see, Cthulhu, wasn't he a twin?
Shit, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry. All right.
No, that's fine. I'm
Tangent.
Yeah, that's something to get on one of these days and see if there's more creepy shit behind twins. Yeah. I'm just doing a quick look myself, and I can't find anything immediately, but I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they're used like all the time in scary movies and things like that, at least to scare you, to
right.
death.
Yeah,
So.
I mean they are creepy.
Fuck twins.
I think there's an inherently creepy thing that comes with somebody looking like somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, and like somebody acting exactly like somebody else, and
Sure.
yeah. I think there's something just creepy about it anyway, and that's why it's used a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, twins, yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, like if little Danny had turned the corner on his tricycle and seen one little girl.
Yeah, that wouldn't be as cool.
That wouldn't be as cool. It'd be creepy. It'd be like, oh, a little girl. He has a playmate. Like, but he turned that corner and he saw two little girls.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and that's like, oh, fuck, dude. That's double the creep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah. So the Witch, out of 10, I would give it a solid, because I was thinking I'd be more freaked out, and it did leave me very uneasy. I give it a 7.5.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's anywhere from 7.5
I agree
to
with
an
that.
8, depending on my mood. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminded me a lot of The Village.
Yes.
It reminded me a lot of The Village, but if The Village didn't have the weird, odd twist of no monster, spoiler.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even mind that The Village didn't even take place in like period time, because they were like in the forest preserve and all that.
Yeah, that whole idea was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Like they're trying to be kept and scared in there. That's great. Whatever. They could be in current
That's
times.
great.
Yeah. But like the monster being fake just took the piss out of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
They should have at least Shyamalan, a ding dong, should have definitely left that as a true thing there.
Yeah.
If the monster was real, that would have been way cooler. Like maybe the guy who was like the ranger could have seen it. You know what I mean? I mean, it could have added so much more juice to the story.
Yeah, it could have been great. Like modern times seeing that thing. Oh, fuck.
Like they're actually living in there because they have to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Like imagine driving down that road and seeing that thing.
Great.
Oh, no, thank you.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it reminded me of that, but the same kind of eeriness. Yeah, and I can't remember The Village too well.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, I know. I knew a girl that was an extra in that movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I told you this before, dude. She played one of the school children.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! I do remember this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyway, that's what it reminded me of. I like The Witch a little better because the monster's real.
Yeah.
There we go. And the end is exactly what you'd make of it. Like it's all orchestrated by the devil.
Yep.
He shows up as a debonair, swashbuckling cowboy pirate, and he's very suave, and he looks like Jafar, and he talks all creepy, and he says the right things, and he offers her a dress and butter.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. And she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a fucking witch now.
Great. Give me butter.
Yeah.
It's all done.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, at that it was like, okay, the whole movie is about the temptation of the evil side.
Yeah.
It's basically Star Wars.
Agreed.
Yep. All right, and that's The Witch. I don't know if you have anything you want to review.
Well, I do, but I want you to watch it too.
Oh, okay.
It's called Tales of Halloween. It's on Netflix. It's got 10 short stories in it, and they are fucking awesome. I'll go over one of those short stories because one of them just like grabbed my heart and my butthole because it was just the best thing ever. It's called Sweet Tooth, and it is the first short in this film. So it's about a babysitter who is babysitting this kid on Halloween. She has her boyfriend over. Same old, shit and caboodle that always happens. You're not supposed to have your boyfriend over on Halloween while you're watching a kid. Just that kind of. I get such a kick out of those kind of things when they sort of revamp old stories like that. But anyway, so her boyfriend winds up telling this kid a story because this kid's just going crazy eating all his candy. He's got the loot. He's going for it, right? So this boyfriend is telling this kid, like, hey, there's this kid that when he was a child, his parents would allow him to go trick-or-treating, but when he got home, he was not allowed to have any of the candy. And he wants to find out why he can't eat this candy, so he goes into his parents' room and watches them basically devour all of this candy while, like, making love, and they're just, like, rubbing chocolate all over each other, and the kid gets pissed.
Okay.
And so... Okay,
yeah, so, understandable.
He goes ahead and he kills his parents, and he right then and there he just goes for it, eats all the remaining candy, and then he decides that he's not done, and he pulls out their intestines and their stomachs and eats all of the candy that's trying to be
inside of them.
Yeah. So this girl's boyfriend's like, yeah, dude, his name's Sweet Tooth. So if you don't leave him some candy, he's going to do the same thing to you.
Oh, my God.
And so the kid's going to bed, and he hears like a really creepy voice outside of his window. It's like, trick or treat. And the kid's like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. So he grabs a candy bar, puts it underneath his bed, and he's like, this is for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so nothing happens to him. It's fine. And then, it's like cut shot. You see the boyfriend getting fucking eaten alive by this huge evil man with a bunch of fucking, candy and old Halloween makeup all over him. It's hilarious. This movie is fucking hilarious, but it's awesome. Girlfriend comes in, sees this guy getting eaten, and basically the kid's like, okay, I think I'm all right. Sweet Tooth leaves. Everything's fine. He comes downstairs, and he's like, oh, shit. He sees all this blood everywhere, and his parents come home. They're drunk as fuck, and they're like, hey, little Timmy. I don't remember his name. But they're like, hey, how's it going? And then they walk in the living room and see him, and he turns around, and he just says, they ate all my candy. And that's the end of the fucking movie.
Of it. They ate all the candy.
Because they didn't leave any fucking candy out for Sweet Tooth. I absolutely loved it. I was cracking up, and I was just like, holy shit, that is the best thing ever. If I ever have a child, I'm going to tell them that story.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. That's the modern day folklore.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, exactly. So this one is not necessarily a psychological thriller, nor would I call it a real horror movie. It's more like an anthology, just a creative anthology, and it's just Halloween related. So Halloween related stories. It's kind of like Trick or Treat, if you've ever seen that. All of the stories take place in the same town, same night, just different situations.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
You get a chance, scope it out.
And it's called...
It's called Tales of Halloween.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be watching that so we can do a review on that.
It's funny if anything else.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Shit.
It's about a midget too, who's like the devil's sidekick. It's great.
I mean, who else? If you're gonna be the devil's sidekick, you gotta be a midget.
Yeah, I guess it's not PC. Little person.
Whatever.
Whatever. It's pretty... Okay, I'm going to tell you that one, too. I can't hold it. So it's called The Night Billy Raised Hell. So this little kid is, going trick-or-treating with, of course, his sister and fucking his sister's girlfriend, because that's, I guess, what happens in this town. So, the boyfriend's like, hey, dude, you got to egg this guy's house. It's a part of our Halloween tradition here in this town. Kid's getting ready to throw an egg. This dude comes out and is like, what the fuck? And, everyone runs. The old man throws the egg at the girl's boyfriend, and he gets knocked out. Yeah. And he takes the little kid inside of his house. Basically, the guy's the devil. He takes off his hat. You see his horns, and he's like, I'll show you how to pull a real Halloween prank. So then next couple scenes, you see this little kid in the same costume. You think it's the little kid in this little devil costume. I mean, just killing people, lighting shit on fire, like just raising hell on Halloween. Then they come back to the house and you see the little boy tied up and there's a midget in this costume pretending to be this kid. So the devil lets the kid outside of the house and the cops are there and they shoot him. He pulled all these pranks, killing people and shit. And this little kid's like, what happened? And yeah, it's awesome. Best thing ever. I was dying laughing. I know that sounds pretty morbid. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give that shit a 10 just because. Dude, I love that shit. You know me, man. I love Fangoria magazine, anything cheesy horror related, and that is just, it's just so well done for a story, I mean, it's like something that someone probably did as a college fucking final, know? And it's just so well done. The stories are so cute, and I'm not necessarily on a level of scared. No, there's no score on that, but on a level of entertainment, fucking 10.
Okay. All right. I could understand that and appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Would you like to move to news now?
Yeah, we could move to news. Do you have some news?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's your news?
All right. So let us see here. Oh, some sad news today. Yeah, I told you a little bit about this earlier.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt writes issues a complicated nightmare. So if any of you guys were looking forward, I don't know, maybe just me, probably me. Tales from the Crypt was announced last August that M. Night Shyamalan was going to be revamping Tales from the Crypt on TNT as a part of their section of television. I don't know when they were going to air it, but they're calling it the horror block.
Okay.
And it was set to be released the fourth quarter of this year, so probably in the fall. And it looked good. M. Night Shyamalan went ahead and actually voiced his opinions on what he was going to be doing with it as a part of a trailer or like a sneak peek for it here recently. It looked awesome. It looked like it was everything that John Kasser wished Tales from the Crypt could have been, just on a standpoint of special effects and money,
Okay, yeah.
But I did not actually see any rendering of the Crypt Keeper. They did not show that in the trailer, so I don't know if they were going to stick mostly to the stories and not have the Crypt Keeper actually a part of it. So keep it more like the comic book where you're only really focusing on the story. But in my mind, I kind of disagree with that statement. In my mind, the comic book, you see the Crypt Keeper in the beginning and the end of every comic book. But anyways, I'm getting myself. So they're no longer going to be putting that on. Apparently they ran into some rights with HBO and John Kasser and all of the creators, and it's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm dead inside. No reason to live.
Now, do you like Shyamalan?
Oh, I love Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah. I like him too.
Okay.
There's been obviously some movies that suck.
Yeah, some of them don't really. They should not be in his IMDb.
IMBD, whatever. IMDb.
Unbreakable, Signs, Sixth Sense, fucking A. Bring it on. But I mean, what is it? Lady in the Water, fucking. That one with Marky Mark.
The Happening.
Okay, I like the idea.
The greatest comedy ever made.
Yeah. On a scale of 10 of entertainment, fucking 9.5. But like those don't deserve yeah. But I feel like because he's like, like not the grandpappy, more like the cousin of Twists. He would have really had fun with Tales from the Crypt, because that is everything that Tales from the Crypt stands for.
That sucks. That's not gonna happen. Hopefully, something will pan out. Hopefully,
that's what they're saying. They're saying that if in fact everything goes smoothly, they can pay for shit, then they'll revisit it.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
What often happens? I've seen this happen when projects fall through. Is they're like, well, we'll kind of do our own version of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he might still get his short story block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which honestly, I would watch the hell out of that too, because what was the best about Tales from the Crypt? Don't get me wrong, the Crypt Keeper is the fucking best character ever fucking created for television. But the stories are really what got me so entertained as a kid, because I was truthfully scared of some of them. Some of them are just absolutely hilarious, and they're cool stories, like in that Tales of Halloween movie. They're just actually really cool, fun stories that are entertaining, and some of them are fucking terrifying.
Yeah. So
it'd be worth it to watch M. Night Shyamalan do some short stories. I think honestly that's probably where his magic can kind of lead him. I think he'd probably do better with that than he would feature films.
Yeah. But have you seen any of the new stuff he's done?
What has he done recently?
The last maybe 2 or 3 years. I know he did The Visit, and then he just did the one where the guy has the multiple personalities.
Oh, I have not seen Split yet, but I did watch
Split.
The Visit, and I fucking loved The Visit.
You like The Visit? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because I had no idea. Cause, I mean, that's what I love about him, is because his fucking twists are so well done.
Now, is it like a return to form? Like he's going back to doing what Shyamalan do? Is that you know? Because I remember one thing, I haven't watched a Shyamalan movie in a long time, but I remember something he did that was very well done was that he made everything just slightly strange.
Yeah.
Like with his camera angles, everything was a little bit strange. It wasn't like unconventional, but it was like, why is he filming that way? You know, it's like, just slightly, and it made you feel a little bit uneasy. And Signs that had that really well.
Tons of it. And in The Sixth Sense, too.
Yeah.
It's just, he's got a lot of that, what they call the Spielberg face.
Yes.
You know, how it's just a lot of those shots that just make you feel like you want to throw up because it's just someone's face and all of the drama in their face, whether it's like panning out or panning inward toward them. So he's got that down pat.
One of those that he did, that Shyamalan did, that I really love, this is one of the better ones I've seen, is it's a moment in Signs, and they're like boarding up the house, you know.
Oh yes, such a good scene. I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah, they're boarding up the house, and Mel Gibson's telling the kid, he's like yada yada yada, and he runs him downstairs, and Joaquin Phoenix takes one last look out the window, and it's so creepy because you're like, is he seeing them?
Yeah.
Is he seeing them in the field, or is he just not seeing anything? Like, we don't know, but his face is really creepy.
And that's the whole Spielberg face thing, dude. It's like not letting you know what it is that they're seeing, but making you feel something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And that's one of the better ones. Obviously, Spielberg does it well. But Spielberg's a pervert with that shit.
Yeah, he gets a little over the top. I mean, there's like 30 of the Spielberg faces in that the Alien movie, something.
Close Encounters?
That's it.
Oh, but Close Encounters is so good.
It is.
Close Encounters is one of like up there with the first 10 minutes of ET. That's real horror, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh
like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, like when the kid's in the house.
It's just like faces, and that's what makes it so fucking scary.
Oh, it's good, and it's excellent. That's one of my favorite. Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. Everybody knows that.
Is a good one.
But Close Encounters follows it up.
Feel you.
Yeah, and there's something about old Spielberg movies where everything kind of feels like a toy, like. And it's not in a bad way. Like, it's fake. No, it's not fake. Like, there's a real truck there, but something about the lighting, something about the mist around it. It feels like it's in a child's mind.
Yes.
And it makes it it's not quite dreamlike, but it's like if you were playing in the backyard and pretending your dad's truck was being chased by a dinosaur or something. It's like a big toy. And it really makes it, adds something to it. And Spielberg gets that really, really well with lights and nighttime and all that. And so anyway, that's one of my favorite Shyamalan Spielberg faces was the Joaquin Phoenix at the boarding up.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. What you got? What you got going on? Anything?
What do I got going? Well, you mentioned Chupacabras. Whoa.
Oh yeah, let me pull him up.
Yeah, I have the story too. I don't know if you want to trade or if you want to read it.
You do it. I've been talking a lot. You go ahead.
So this is not pop culture. This is real.
Real.
So, guys, in California, there's a community that's worried that the chupacabras are stalking their pets. Fuck.
Fuck.
All right, I'm going to dive right into this.
Do it.
Residents of a Southern California community believe that they've seen the legendary chupacabras and it's stalking their pets. Kerry Shuker, told the press Enterprise that he shooed away a hairless creature from near his home in Riverside. He described it as 2 feet longer than the biggest coyote you've ever seen, with a tail like a rat. The creature snarled back at him, according to Shuker. It was cussing me out, basically. I stole its breakfast. It was hunting my cat. Oh. The press Enterprise quoted 3 residents who say they've seen the creature and worry it could kill pets or maybe even attack someone out for a stroll. But one expert said that the creature is certainly not a mythical chupacabra, the goat sucker, that supposedly stalks animals and drinks blood. Lauren Coleman, director of the International Cryptozoology Museum in Maine. Oh, what a place that must be. That must be a freak show from front door to back door. Oh, my God. Said it was likely a coyote with mange or similar, much more common animal. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because that's what the fucking chupacabras always are. DNA results prove that they're 100% canid, which means coyotes, foxes, dogs, red wolves, usually with mange. Indeed, residents of another Southern California community last year reported chupacabra sightings that turned out to be coyotes with mange. Experts told the local ABC station that at the time of the coyotes could have been eating some rats that had been sickened with poison, which in turn sickened them.
Yeah, whatever, ABC station.
Since the mange is contagious, there is concern it could spread to pets that come into contact with chupacabras. Oh, I thought they weren't real. Local wildlife officials agreed that the new sightings in Riverside are not mythical creatures. This is a good quote. Chupacabras are not a thing. Andrew Hewen, spokesman for the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, told Press Enterprise. Coleman said that's what somebody who knows what that a chupacabra is real would say.
You're right.
Yeah.
Why would they say yes? They're here. You know what? That was a chupacabra. Who the fuck is gonna do that?
They're not gonna say that. Like the Men in Black will come get you. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want that. We don't need that right now. We're so close already.
Yeah, we're so close to the truth. Like, come on, man. Coleman said a DNA test taken from saliva at a kill site could easily prove the mystery, but predicted it wouldn't happen. People label dog-like cryptid beasts chupacabras because they love mysteries, and it's a hip thing to do. Hip thing.
Max, we are hipsters.
Yeah, we are.
It's hip. Let me tell you how many friends I've gotten by telling them that I believe in chupacabras. Let me just show you the list. It's so hip. All my friends are getting it on all about the chupacabras.
Dude, you want to know something wacky pataki?
I'm ready.
I have chupacabra history.
Chupacabra.
Yes, I have chupacabra history.
Tell.
When I was a kid, I lived up until I was about 15 over and kind of before Kingman developed past Gordon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
my hometown, my stomping grounds.
And we had several acres, and we had a lot of open land, and everybody around us also had several acres. So there's it wasn't like you're right next door to somebody. Mm-hmm. And in turn, because of that, a lot of people had animals, and we had horses and sheep and ducks and geese, and we had everything you could think of. And
I remember this.
Yeah, and so did other people. And a guy in the street behind us, he and my dad knew each other, and he goes, "Jim," and my dad's like, "What?" He's like, "All my sheep are dead." So my dad's like, "You want to go see dead sheep?" And the eerie thing was that this guy had the same sheep that we did, like the same kind of sheep. They were called Barbados sheep. And they're a short hair kind of sheep. And so I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to go see dead sheep, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm a little boy. Like, that shit's cool, you know?
Sounds great.
Yeah. And we drive over there. It's just a minute. And, dude, his sheep were laid out in a row. Like, in a straight row. And they all had 2 holes in their necks.
Stop.
I remember it as clear as day. And it was probably like 10 sheep.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding you. And I was like, what the fuck? It was weird to me. Like, I didn't fully digest it because I was a little kid. But, like, remembering back on it, it's really weird.
Now you're like, wait.
And, and I can vaguely recall the story. I'd have to ask my mom. But I can vaguely recall the story that he went out and he heard a commotion. And he went out with his gun and he saw a winged thing fly away.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's like when I was growing up, that's what the chupacabra stories were. Like now they're like pissed out. Like, oh, it's a dog with no hair. Like when I was a kid, chupacabra stories used to be like a flying velociraptor vampire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of what he said. And I was like, oh my God. And sure enough, dude, all those sheep were there dead with holes in their necks. And
that's not right.
It was weird.
So were any of your animals affected by it, or was it just your neighbors?
No, none of our animals were affected, but I don't know if this has anything to do with it. Justin will also corroborate this story with you. One day, everybody's heard this, and I'm sorry for repeating this, but I'm telling Monica. Justin and I were out in my backyard, and we were cleaning out the chicken coop, right?
Okay.
And I don't think this was a chupacabra, obviously, but it might have something to do with it. Something. Because there's just weird shit. And like when we were little kids, we got the notion that there was a thing living under our house because we had like a double wide mobile homes in that area.
Yeah.
And so underneath these houses, you had like that crawl space where the stilts would keep the house up off the ground in that pit.
Mm-hmm.
And like at some point when we were children, we got the idea that there's something living under the house. And for life of me can't trace it back to where we first got the notion, but like it was a serious notion, and we were like, it got to the point where we were like telling our parents, and we were like, "There's something under the house, man.
Something's not right."
Something's not right. And Justin and I were out in the backyard, and we're cleaning out the chicken coop, and we look out the little window, and we see something crawl out from underneath my house.
Mm-mm.
And it stands up on two legs, and then
Stop.
like a noise is made. I'm really glazing over it because I know everybody's tired of this. And a noise is made, and it hauls ass.
No.
It was creepy, and like this was like right next to where the dude had all his sheep killed. Now I'm not saying it's a chupacabra. Like, could have been a weirdo, easy enough. But like it's just like so much weird shit in a very small radius, less than a football field radius. You know, like very close to each other, very close to one another. You know, for these events to take place. So, yeah, that's my chupacabra experience. And he said it was a chupacabra. Bob did. That was the guy's name.
That's the neighbor. Yeah.
That was the neighbor. Yeah. And of course he said, "Oh, it's a chupacabra." And then you're like, "Well, I mean, I wouldn't be so committed to the chupacabra to go out and line my sheet up and drain their blood from the neck. Like, you have to be a real like pro chupacabra kind of person to go out and do that.
For real.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So
okay. Terrifying.
Yeah, a little creepy, but you know, you think of something like the chupacabra, it's ridiculous. There's no way. There has to be an explanation. So, but whatever it is, it's like I saw that, and it was very real.
Could have been aliens.
It could have been aliens, and maybe chupacabra is an alien.
You know, I didn't think about it like that.
I remember watching a show once, long time ago, where they were like, "Yeah, the government like let a chupacabra loose in Arizona because it's the closest terrain to Mars."
Stop.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Dude, that's actually not a bad theory. I'm just saying. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what, man? You might be right there.
So, there you go. That's it. I'm done with that.
Ow. All right. Let's see. Earlier, I heard that they were gonna let a chick play Pennywise in the new It movie. It's Tilda Swinton was considered. That's the I believe she's the Snow Queen in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or the White Queen. You know what I'm talking about? The chick who looks like a dude.
Oh, she looks like
yes. Like that one guy who looks like that guy that passed away, David Bowie.
She does look like David Bowie.
She does.
She looks like she's something between David Bowie and the guy that does Scar's voice. Who is that?
Oh,
Jeremy Irons.
That's it, dude. Yeah. Jeremy Irons. He's always gonna be on my my list.
Yeah, that's a common thing. A lot of girls say that.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do?
I guess I can see this chick as a creepy clown.
Honestly, I would really dig that, because Pennywise is a character. It's a lot like a slasher in my mind. He's a lot like the Freddy Krueger, the Jason. You know, they've got a backstory for why they do what they do. Right. And I, off the top of my head, cannot think of a female. Can you?
Female slasher. Oh, Jesus.
See what I'm saying?
Species.
I've never seen Species.
Species. So she's an alien, and she wants to like procreate, so she lays dudes, then kills them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't. Like, none pop to mind.
Wow. Great. I'm hearing knocking on my window now, and like.
Oh, you know what that is?
No. Kindle.
Fucking did it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't think of that. Yeah, like none come to mind.
That'll be for the next episode. We should see female
Oh,
slashers.
dude, I just thought of one. I know you save it next episode, but
that's fine. What you got?
Yeah, Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
Never seen it.
Oh yeah,
that's probably a part of my Oh fucking A, dude! Friday the 13th, Mrs. Voorhees.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The chick in Urban Legend. All right, I'm giving up.
Okay. Right.
The chick in The Devil's Rejects. All right, you know what?
I mean, Kathy Bates had that dude tied to a bed.
That's it.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like
what was that? Misery.
Misery. That was another Stephen King thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, fuck it.
That's pushing.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess Pennywise. Is the backstory for Pennywise like he's an alien or some weird dimensional thing that has to kill for fuel? Something like that, right?
Something like that. From last time that I watched it, that's what he needed, like the fear of children, like lonely children. Kind of like the Disney or whatever it was, Monsters Inc. Like they feed off of the screams of children.
Yeah, something like. What I remember about it though is that the last chunk of it, the movie, not the book. I never read the book, but the last chunk of it was just so stupid.
Yeah.
It was dumb. Like it started out so well, like creepy clown and yeah. But like then the kid has a slingshot and it's like a big dumb thing.
Let me take the magic rock and fix it.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Sure.
But the setup was great.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually looking forward to the new one because it deserves the reboot because it was actually the original. Wasn't that a made for TV like series? Yeah. Wasn't that like didn't that come out in several parts?
Yeah, that was like the Tim Curry thing. I think it was 2-parter or maybe a 3-parter. Yeah. Oh, dude, female slasher, the Ring Girl.
Duh. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Forget everything I've ever said. Never mind.
I can't remember the Ring Girl's name though.
Me neither.
Ringu.
Oh, dude, you ever watch Sleepaway Camp? That chick with the dick who kills everybody.
No, I never seen
Angela. That's her name. And you know what, dude? That chick, Angela, she is actually in that Tales of Halloween movie on Netflix.
Whoa.
She does a lot of cameos.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Everything. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
It's all interrelated. Yeah.
Nice.
Feeling good. Feeling very fulfilled right now. Learning.
You're going to be shocked when I say this.
What?
It's been 57 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it flies by. Like it's not as grueling as you would think, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Now what?
Like when you have a structure, it's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, that definitely helps. I tell you what. I mean, because we are like technically about halfway through what we had originally planned for, right?
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Dang.
I mean, yeah, we still have like a scary story, which I didn't look up, which is
me neither.
Yeah, it's fine. Trivia game, which I didn't do.
Let's wait on that one. I want to actually plan one out.
That's gonna take setup.
Yeah, it is, and we should probably ask these peeps what they want to. Oh, can you hear the chop shop in my backyard? Can you hear the motors? Boom, 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 boom.
No, I just heard like a rumble and it's silent. So
oh, okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, okay, guys. So we want to do some sort of game. I guess it'd be trivia.
I like trivia.
I do too. Now here's the thing: since we're your weekly dose of would it be horror themed trivia?
Yeah.
Okay, so since it's horror themed trivia, I have a smaller tank to pull from for this. So it wouldn't be 10 questions. It'd probably be 5.
Let's do 3 for the start.
3. Oh, even better. It's less.
Yeah. Let's do 3 for the start.
Okay, 3.
And I think they should be like a theme each week.
Sure.
Maybe it's like genre specific.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like music. You have metal, and then you have fucking like thrash metal, and I don't know what else they got, but all kinds of shit. So.
Okay.
Maybe one could be a genre, one can be slasher, one can be psychological thriller, something like that.
Okay.
Or we could do like a character-based one, clown-specific, ghost-specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good to me. And what we'll do is I think we'll keep the rules the same, It'll be your name is your buzzer, and maybe we'll get you guys to call up and participate in it
Yes.
and play against each other, play against us. We'll see.
What do they win?
They never won anything in the past.
Okay, good. No prizes.
Occasionally, we'd be like, "Okay, guys, we'll get you something on Steam," which is like a game or something. But
Oh.
yeah, but it's kind of neat to give him something,
Something.
even if they just answer dumb questions.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
no
3
prize.
questions. All right.
I think we'll have like a, if we can, if anybody is willing to participate, like maybe we'll have a league of winners.
I like it.
Like if somebody
Winner board.
a winner board, and then like if they wish, they could challenge other winners, or like if somebody wants to challenge, they can knock them down. So, yeah, they can like take them off.
Okay.
But if the winner wins a game, then they get to bask in even higher glory. Maybe
Okay.
you know what? Okay, maybe I'm thinking like a stacked sort of system. Like, okay, so if somebody wins, they get on the board. Somebody challenges that winner, and they lose. The winner has to then get bested by 2 people to get taken down.
I can dig that.
So it's like every time somebody thinks they can take out that person, and they fail, they just fucked it up for the rest of everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Okay. Cool.
Akodo Kusamoto has a very good point.
What's that? He's saying
And no Google.
No Google. Yeah, it's an honor system, that's for sure. That's always been something that we've never been able to really tell.
Yeah.
For the most part, I feel people have been honest, but
Yeah.
you can tell sometimes people use Google.
Lame.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna get really weird with it. I'm gonna find some really just off the wall shit. You
Good.
can't even find on Google.
Good. So we'll do that. That'll be next time, guys.
Okay.
Have a few. Scary story will be next time. I'm surprised we already hit an hour.
Yeah. I do need to beat it here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like actually beat it, but
Whoa.
head on out.
Yeah. I mean, I say this is a good show.
I'm so proud. The
yay.
Nightwatch.
Yes.
The Nightwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was very good.
Thank you. That's one thing. Like the witch actually had nice witch cackling.
Yeah, dude, it was actually very well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And she was flying around on a broom.
Yep, it was legit. Like, it wasn't no games. She was a real life witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I expected it to kind of be like, okay, is it going to be ambiguous? Like, oh, is there a witch or is there not?
Or is there not a
But it was very clearly a witch.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it was legit.
Yeah. And then she even like had a little witch hut.
That's
It's like everything you want a witch to have, she had it. Okay. Anyway. All right, guys. I think unless we've done a lot of free talk already.
I'm so proud of us.
There we go. That's a show. There's a show.
Yeah. Now the theme song.
Oh,
Binning,
yes, of course.
binning,
Let me put that
binning,
on.
Nightwatch.
There it is. I put on the outro music right there.
Woo!
All right, guys. So we will see you next time. Let's see. We will see you on the 3rd.
Fare thee well, children.
I guess on the 3rd, if we want to keep up the theme of doing it once a week.
I don't mind it unless you gotta, if some, yeah.
No, like Thursday
Nah.
nights. Yeah, easy. I don't nothing planned.
It works for me for now until roller derby changes.
There we go.
So
That's it. All right, guys. We will see you next time. Same time. What time do we start tonight?
8-ish.
8-ish for you. That would have been. What time is it for you now?
It's 9:30.
9:30. So 10 Central Time ish.
Okay.
Hi guys, and we'll see you next time on the Nightwatch.
Nightwatch.